Hey guys, it's Ian Lives. Now, today I wanted to get involved in the, I don't know what to call it really, but some YouTubers, mainly Planet CHH and Born to Be Rad, have been trying to tell people that horror DVDs are going to make a comeback, and they're showing off other cool horror DVDs. And I wanted to participate and just show you my whole entire horror DVD collection, because if anything, this is bigger than any other collection that I have. I try my hardest to find DVDs because they're cheap. I might talk about them for just a little bit, but I can't talk about every single movie or we'd be here forever, because I have quite a bit. These are the two most recent ones that I picked up. I found these at a thrift store, and that is The Blair Witch Project and Killer Clowns of Outer Space. Now, The Blair Witch Project was actually brand new. It was wrapped when I got it at the thrift store. I unwrapped it now. This is an artisan DVD release. I like this movie a lot. I've only seen it once, but I did like it a lot. So there's The Blair Witch Project on DVD. I feel like the main reason that I like seeing these old horror DVDs are nostalgia. Because DVDs were around when I was growing up. I wasn't alive when VHS was really thriving. Or any other format, really. Here's Killer Clowns. This is a MGM Presents Midnight Movies release. I like this one a lot. I've been looking at owning this. I might just get the 4K Steelbook at this point. But I've been wanting to get the Blu-ray and the DVD, but they have this horrible artwork. I hate the artwork that they use for like the normal Blu-ray. They also had a DVD with the same artwork, but this has the classic artwork. And I really do like that MGM Presents at the top, so. This was a good find at the thrift store. You have the Dawn of the Dead remake. Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. This is a Universal release. I think this is like the era of horror that I think of when I think of horror on DVD. Is like the early 2000s, mid-2000s, early 2000s horror movies. This case is broke, so the disc falls out, but this remake's fine. I'm not huge on it. This is the Anchor Bay release for Halloween. I love the slipcover. And I love Anchor Bay. I want to collect more Anchor Bay. I think that's where I'm going to go. I've been thinking, I really want to start collecting more NECA figures, because I started displaying my NECAs outside of their box. So I've been wanting to get more. But I've also been wanting to get more old horror on DVD. Because I'm one of those guys that likes to watch old horror on a low-ish quality. Some of these 4Ks look great, but they kind of take away from the reason why I like old horror movies. They make them look too clean or crisp. That's why I'm a fan of Scream Factory's 4Ks, because they're really grainy. I know other companies do that too, but yeah, I want to start collecting more Anchor Bay. This is a Dark Sky Films release. This is Bliss on DVD. This is a great vampire movie made by Joe Bagos. He's done quite a bit of movies, but he did Christmas Bloody Christmas, which I love that movie. I know a lot of people said it was too much for him. This is along the lines the same vibe. It's very retro, and it's full of a bunch of cuss words. His style really reminds me of Rob Zombie. So I would say if you're a big fan of Rob Zombie, I think you would like any of his films. This is basically about this girl that takes a drug that's laced, and it makes her a vampire. It's a very interesting concept. And yeah, I just had a blast with it, so I'm glad to own Bliss on DVD. I think this was another thrift store find. Maybe not. There's another... Oh, no, this is MGM. You got Texas Chainsaw 2. I also just recently got this. I'm not a huge fan of the cover art. It's kind of weird that they don't have Leatherface on the cover, but it makes sense. Dennis Hopper was the selling point. I love this movie. There's days where if you ask me what my favorite TCM is, I may say 2. Because they're neck and neck. The original and part 2 are neck and neck. Now this one is actually from not my childhood, but we own this in like the entertainment stand. This is where I grabbed it from. This is the Creepshow DVD. It's with the clamp. It's the clamp thing, whatever you call it. This is how I first watched the movie. And I like Creepshow. I don't think it's amazing. I like it. I like part 2 way more. I'm one of those people. And then this next one is a Dimensions film release. This is Death Proof from Grindhouse. I absolutely adore Grindhouse, and I love both of the movies, Death Proof and Planet Terror. And this was a really cool release. It's got a bunch of discs because Quentin Tarantino loves his special features. So yeah, there's a bunch of special features in here. Yeah, I really like this movie. It's grown on me a lot. I only liked it. Like, I only thought it was good when I first watched it. And I preferred Planet Terror. But now with time, I like this way more than Planet Terror. Planet Terror still has that fun factor, though. Next up is this triple feature with 28 days later, 28 weeks later, and The Return of the Living Dead. I haven't seen this yet, but this is a great zombie movie, and this is one of the best of all time. And this is one of my favorite multi-featured DVDs. Who put that one out? 20th Century Fox put that one out. This one's Warner Brothers. This is another one of my favorite 4-packs, but I still have not seen any of these movies yet. That's Wolfen, Bad Wolf, or Bad Moon, excuse me, and Body Snatchers, and Coma. I haven't seen any of these yet, but yeah, I don't know. Also, I don't know how good the quality is, but this is just a really cool DVD that I'm glad to own. Next up, you got MGM's release for Amityville. This DVD actually doesn't even work, but I still have it because I like these MGM and Anchor Bay DVDs. I like this movie. It's not my favorite in the franchise, but I do like it. This is the Black Xmas. This is the remake from 2006, I think. Yeah, 2007 it says. Unrated. This is the unrated version. Dimension put this one out. I don't like this movie at all. It's still better than the other one, but the original, the original's so damn good. Beetlejuice with the clamp. I still have yet to see this movie. I know. Tim Burton is someone that I haven't really dove into yet. So I still have to watch that one. This is Better Watch Out. It's another Christmas horror movie. I really do enjoy this one. I think it used to be on Shudder. I don't know if it still is, but it has a lot of cool twists and turns. I like the disc art. A lot of twists and turns. It's never really what you expect from it. Coraline. This is a childhood favorite of mine. I watched this a lot growing up. I'm still growing up. I always say that. But when I was like young, you know, this is just one I really liked. I really liked these horror animated movies that Laika did. I really also loved Paranorman, which I owned at some point. I don't know what happened to that. Next up is Cobweb. This is one of my favorite horror movies of this decade so far. Alongside Barbarian, which they're both very similar to me. They gave me the same vibes because you never know where the movie's going to go. And it goes in a lot of fun, unique directions. Next up is The Devil's Rejects. This is my favorite out of the trilogy. I can also pull this out right now. House of a Thousand Corpses. I don't own Three from Hell, but I love this movie. I think it's great. It's just a lot of fun. Most of it's a lot of fun. There's some hard to watch scenes in here, but I just love the road trip aspect. I love the cast, of course, and this is my favorite Rob Zombie as well. House of a Thousand Corpses, on the other hand, is my least favorite of the trilogy. I do prefer Three from Hell over this. I need to rewatch this. It's been a while. I've only seen it once, but it wasn't completely my cup of tea. It was just an extremely, extremely obnoxious Texas Chainsaw, and I couldn't really get into it. Next up is a movie I've not seen, but this is Dreamcatcher. I have no idea what this is. You got Morgan Freeman, Jason Lee, Donnie Wahlberg. Hell yeah. That's like the most early 2000s cast I've ever heard. Another Clamp case. But yeah, I still have to watch this one. Same with this. Dead Silence. I got this at a thrift store, I think. This is a Universal release. But yeah, I've never seen Dead Silence. I'm not a huge fan of James Wan so far. I know. I liked Malignant. Next up is the remake for Day of the Dead, which I have not seen. I also have not seen the original. I know. I'm getting to the zombie stuff very slowly. But yeah, it's got Nick Cannon in it, so it's not good. I can just tell you guys that right now. Has Nick Cannon ever been in a good movie? Sorry, I'm not one to hate. I just talked about this one recently. Daniel Isn't Real. This is a hidden gem. One of the better modern horror movies that try to feel retro. I really like this one a lot. It's got a great cast. It's got great effects. Again, it's trying to do like the Sam Raimi type thing where, like Drag Me to Hell, how that had horrible CGI, but it kind of adds to the charm. You get the same feeling with Daniel Isn't Real. Next up is a Tim Burton movie I have seen, Edward Scissorhands. This was really good. It was really fun. Yeah. I gotta watch his other ones, man. It's a cool DVD though. It's got like chrome on the front. Special edition. But yeah, can't go wrong with Winona Ryder. Next up is The Exorcist on DVD. I'm not a fan of this cover. I got this at Dollar General a while ago. This is a Warner Brothers release. And this is the extended director's cut. I'm not sure if this is the version you haven't seen. That version of the movie, I'm not sure. But I have not seen the director's cut. I've only seen the normal version. And I've only seen it once. And I really like it. Like, I love it a lot. It's my favorite demon possession movie, for sure. But, I'm excited to rewatch it with the director's cut. See what's different. Next up is one I just recently got with this. I just recently got these. These are both Anchor Bay, Evil Dead, and Evil Dead 2. This is easily one of my favorite DVDs or physical media I own. I just love this thing. It comes with a sick booklet. The Ladies of Evil Dead. And look at that disc art. I just love that disc art. So this release, I love it. Evil Dead 2 has some really cool art as well. And yeah. So these are the only way that I own these movies, and probably will be, unless they do like a 4K box set. I know they did the Groovy collection, but I didn't get it because it didn't come with Army of Darkness. Or it did. I don't remember. It didn't come with something. And I was like, I just want a box set with all of them. And maybe even the show. It would be expensive, but I would save up for it and try to get it. The Fog. This is one of the more classic looking DVDs. This art is very 90s, whenever this came out. 2005. I got this at a record store probably about a year ago. When I was first really getting into horror. And, yeah. MGM release of The Fog. Not my favorite Carpenter, but it's still good. It's still good. I didn't like how it ended. Next up is Frailty. I really enjoy this movie. I've only seen it once again, but it's a Lionsgate release. I just remember I kept hearing about this because everyone was like, they were always putting this in their most underrated horror things. And I just kept seeing it. So I ended up buying it on DVD, and I actually really liked it. Gremlins with the snapper case. I haven't seen this in forever. It's been a long time. Probably since I was like 8 or 6, something like that. But I want to rewatch it this holiday season. Because, I mean, it's Joe Dante, dude. Next up is Gothica with the snapper case. I have yet to see this. I've heard nothing about it. I don't hear anyone talk about this. But I think it's 90s horror. Early 2000s. Again, this kind of gives me that nostalgia DVD vibe. But Gothica. I'm excited to check that one out eventually. Moving on to the Halloweens that I own. You have this double feature that I got from Dollar General as well. A couple years ago now. This is how I first watched these movies. This was before I was going fully into horror. Especially classic horror. I didn't really get into that fully until the beginning of 2023. The middle of 2023. I got this in like 2021 or something. Somewhere around that vein. And it was during Halloween season, and this was like $5. And I've only ever saw the first Halloween at that point. And I watched these two. I love Halloween 2. I love double featuring it on Halloween Day, as most people do. I've done that ever since I first watched it. And then Halloween 3, I've only seen once, and it was when I watched it on here. It's just not a movie that is calling me to want to watch it again. But I did have a fun time with it. You can't go wrong with Tom Atkins. But no disc art, it's just colors. But yeah, it's a very bare bones release. But next up is Rob Zombie's Halloween. This is one of the first DVDs I owned. I have actually seen this one. It was this one and the original that I saw before that DVD. Now I've seen them all. But, yeah. I'm very mixed on this movie. There's times I watch it and I have a great time with it. And there's times I watch it and I'm not huge on it. I do really like the beginning. The first half. Which most people don't like the first half. And they like the second half. Halloween 2018. I got this at Walmart with the cool slip. This was also the first way I saw the movie. I really like Halloween 2018. And it's my favorite of the new trilogy. Studio 666. This was fun. I don't know a lot about Foo Fighters. I know their big hits. That's about it. And I know about the singer, Dave Grohl. So I went into this not knowing much. But I had a good time with it. It's not an amazing movie, but I can see what they were going for. The Uninvited. I have not seen this yet. Looks like another boring ghost movie from the early 2000s, 90s. 2009 it says. That's a lot later than what I thought. But The Uninvited. It's in this like weird Blockbuster type case with the weird openings. And it's got like the barcode around it. This is probably from like a family video. Next up is Stephen King's Tommyknockers. I've not seen this yet either. It's a mini series, I believe. Yeah, you get like 26 episodes. I'll watch that at some point. You got Spree. I absolutely adored this movie. This was 2020, wasn't it? So this is probably also up there for one of my favorite horror movies of this decade. Barbarian is my favorite of this decade so far. But Spree comes close because I absolutely love Spree. I think this was a pandemic movie that went straight to streaming, but I love that movie. And then you got this. I love this DVD just for how classic it looks, but it's widescreen, so when I watch it, it's on a little square. But Scream, the only Scream movie I own. Oh no, I own Scream 6 on Blu-ray, just because I found that dirt cheap at a pawn store. But this DVD I also got at a pawn shop, but at a different time. You got this other double feature I got from Walmart. Every Halloween season they do these DVDs with these cool colored slipcovers. And this was a different year than the Halloween one. But this is how I watch these movies as well. For the first time. Us and Get Out. Get Out is a masterpiece. I know people are probably sick of people saying that, but it is. Us is also really damn good. I don't like the whole bunny rabbit thing, but yeah. I think it would go Us, Nope, Get Out for my little mini Jordan Peele ranking. Urban Legend and Urban Legends. This one is a TriStar release. This is a fun slasher that really has fun with the genre that it's portraying, you know, that scream, slasher, mystery. It really has fun and puts a unique spin on it with the urban legend thing. And I have yet to see Urban Legends Bloody Mary. I found this at a thrift store. The case is all dirty, but I found this at a thrift store and I just felt like I had to buy it. I don't even think this is the second one. I think it's the third one. Yeah, the second one's Final Cut, which is right there in the advertisement. You also got these. White Noise, Michael Keaton. Haven't seen it yet. Wrong Turn. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but here it is. Again, part of that era that I think of when I think of horror DVDs. Zombieland. A little overplayed because it's always on TV. I don't know why, but it's always on TV. So I've seen that movie probably completely, like front to end, probably 2 or 3 times, but bits and pieces, probably over 100. I'm not even lying. It's always on. 10 movie pack called Big Box of Horror. I haven't dove into this yet. Maybe I will eventually. High Tension. This is a really good French horror film that has a good twist. Even though some people don't like the twist, I liked it. I thought it was fun. And it kind of switched up the movie. So I really enjoy High Tension. Next up is Hostel Part 3. I have not seen this yet. I've only seen Hostel 1. And I actually like it more than Saw 1. So, I do enjoy Hostel. So yeah. The first horror movie I remember ever seeing, that's Stephen King's It. And this is the copy that I saw when I was real young. This is from, again, my entertainment stand. It's got the clapper case. Or snapper, not clapper. And yeah. I mean, can't go wrong with this. This is my favorite It movie. But nostalgia does kind of carry it. Right here is the remake on DVD. This is a Warner Brothers release. I love this movie. But again, nostalgia kind of bumps up the original and makes me enjoy it a little bit more. It Chapter 2 is fine. I saw that one in theaters. The Lost Boys with the snapper case. I haven't seen this movie in forever. I have to rewatch it so bad. It's been on my watch list forever. I saw this a long time ago with my mom, and I don't really remember anything from it. So, it's time I give it another shot very soon. Because I always hear people talk about it. Next up is Tobe Hooper's Mortuary. I hate this movie. Sorry, Toby. Rest in peace to him, but I just don't like this movie at all. Horrible acting. The story's weak. I don't really understand what people... I wish I saw what other people saw in this movie, because it has a fan base. Next up is the remake of Maniac with Elijah Wood. One of the best remakes, honestly, because it does such a good job at mirroring what made Maniac so authentic. That 80s grindhouse feel, the slow pace, the unsettling, uneasy breathing. And this one really switches it up by having the whole movie in POV. They knocked it out of the damn park. It's not better than the original. This is an IFC release, and it has a reverse cover, which is pretty ugly, if you ask me. I like this cover more. Next up is another childhood gem for me. That's Monster House. This is a classic, certified classic. I still love this movie. I try to rewatch it every October, just because it has that perfect Halloween vibe to it. If you've not seen this, again, I just love these scary animated movies that they did back in their late 2000s that they haven't really done again. It's like Paranorman, Coraline, and Monster House. There's gotta be other ones that I'm just not thinking of. But yeah, Monster House is a classic. If you guys have not seen it, what are you doing? You have another one of my favorite double features. You got the original My Bloody Valentine and the original April Fool's Day. Now, My Bloody Valentine, it's growing on me the more I watch it. Right now, I would say it's above average. April Fool's Day is one of my favorite slashers of all time. Probably top 8 slashers of all time. Something like that. It's very up there. And the twist shocked me, even though it's kind of obvious. It's actually really obvious. Just based off the title of the movie. Next up is Mr. Brooks, which I think is a pretty underrated movie. I really like this movie. It's part of like the early 2000s, late 90s thriller era, but it's a lot more horror adjacent than some of the other ones. You have this guy, he's some sort of political figure. I don't completely remember. He's some sort of businessman, entrepreneur, and he's secretly a serial killer. And this guy, Dane Cook, he sees him kill somebody, and he blackmails him. And he says, teach me how to kill, or I'm going to turn you in. It's very entertaining. This is the Tom Savini Night of the Living Dead. This is probably my favorite zombie movie of all time. I prefer this over the original Night of the Living Dead, which I'm just okay on, I know. And Dawn of the Dead is the better movie, but this one's just so much fun. It's just like, can't get enough of it. This is a Columbia Pictures release. Next up is Orphan. This one has the alternate ending, which I have not seen yet, but I do enjoy this movie a lot. I hate the sequel. I just don't like the sequel at all. But the first one's good. Apparently they're doing another one. This is a Warner Brothers release of Orphan. Poltergeist with the snapper case. It's been a while since I've seen this, but I've never been a big fan of this one. It always has bored me to death, which is my main problem with Tobe Hooper. I think besides TCM 1 and 2, all of the other movies I've seen by him are very slow and boring to me. But this is a classic. I mean, people call it a classic, and I gotta give it another shot. I'm just not a huge, what's it called, with the spirits and the ghosts. I'm not a huge fan. Stephen King's Pet Sematary. Again, it's been a long time since I've seen this, but I remember liking it a lot. So yeah, this is a Paramount release. Look at that disc. Look how big the font is. Stephen King's Pet Sematary. You got The Ring. I love this movie. I really do. Another one of the first horror movies I remember watching. And that ending scene was burned in my brain forever. I actually remember it differently than what happened, but I won't spoil it, but kind of a Mandela effect, I guess. Next up is The Shining. I mean, come on. Can't go wrong with The Shining. This one is digitally restored. I have not seen this DVD yet, so I don't know how good it looks. It's a Warner Brothers release. Next up is Signs. I don't think I've ever seen this movie all the way through. I've seen bits and pieces. M. Night Shyamalan is someone I'm very hit or miss on. Usually a miss. The only movies I've liked that I've seen are Split and Unbreakable. So, I mean, it's just very hit or miss. I'm excited for his new movie, though. It looks very interesting. Trap is what I think it's called. Stir of Echoes. I've not seen this yet, but it's... My mom always talks about it. People always talk about it that are fans of me on whatever. So I have to watch it at some point, but again, I'm not a huge fan of the spirits and ghosts. Paranormal. There you go. Paranormal horror. I'm not a huge fan of, so... Some of these I just have to swallow the pill, give it a shot. Next up is Super 8. This is Stranger Things before Stranger Things, honestly. It's very Stranger Things-esque. You have these kids, and it takes place during the late 70s, 79, I think it takes place. And it's about these kids that are filming a movie, and their town gets attacked by these alien creatures. It's so much fun. I love Super 8. I think it just kind of got forgotten. I don't hear about this movie anymore. I heard about it a lot when it came out, but I just don't feel like people give this enough love. The last of my horror DVDs is the Saw collection franchise, besides a couple of them, which I've showed some of these in previous videos, so I'm just going to go through them. You guys probably know these releases. They're so common to see, with these clear slipcovers and the discs that look like Saws. Saw 3, I think, is probably my favorite. Saw X and 3 are my two favorites of the franchise. They're kind of tied. I also did a ranking a while back, if you guys want to check that out. So, yeah, just skimming through these. This movie sucks. It's my least favorite one. 6 is one of my favorites. This is one of my favorite DVD cases, too. And then you got the final chapter. This one doesn't have a slipcover because I couldn't find one with the slipcover. And I also don't own Jigsaw or Spiral. So that was my complete horror DVD collection. I hope you guys liked it. I mean, I see that they're trying to make a comeback, you know. And I've just seen all these videos of people talking about them. Playing it CHH. Oh no, it's Born to Be Rad. It's on his channel, Born to Be Rad's channel. I'll link it below. He did an interview with CHH that's like almost 2 hours long, I think. And it was very funny. It was a cool looking back on all these releases that I didn't even know about. So I agree with them. I could see horror DVDs coming back. Are they going to be as big as VHS or Laserdisc nowadays? Probably not. And I can't really see them going that much up in value, but I can see people collecting them a lot now. And I know certainly I am, and I have for a little bit now, because they're so cheap and sometimes, most of the time, easy to get. So I would just say, stay on the lookout, go to pawn shops, that's where I find most of these, or thrift stores. Thrift stores are very hit or miss, so I would say pawn shops. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know down below what's your favorite release that I have. Oh, the Evil Dead Anchor Bay. That one's up there. The Halloween Anchor Bay is up there. And I just recently got those, so it's just the beginning. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And turn on that bell. And also, quick little announcement. I'm making a Discord server very soon. I forgot their name, but someone brought it up in my comments and was like, you should make a Discord. And I just thought that was such a great idea. And it's coming very, very soon. It's called The Graveyard. And I'm going to launch it very soon. So stay tuned for that if you want to be more involved with the community. If you want to talk to me personally, that's probably the best way to do it. Or on my Instagram, IanLives_. You can DM me anytime. And also follow my Letterboxd at wehateian. I love you guys. Thanks for all the support. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video.